Hey guys, what's up? I am really excited because today is day 2 of foundation week. Basically every single day for 7 straight days, I'm going to be sharing with you guys a new foundation. We're going to be doing a whole video talking to you about a new foundation, and I'm alternating between high-end and drugstore. So yesterday I talked about the Lawless foundation. If you haven't seen that, I definitely recommend you go checking that video out. I will link that video up in an iCard for you. But today we're talking about an interesting foundation. I consider this drugstore, but I'm not sure now that I'm thinking about it. It's kind of like that in between, between drugstore prices and high-end prices. It retails for $16, but it's a foundation I never heard of before, so I'm really excited to try it out. So I'm talking about the Focallure Skin Evolution Fluid Foundation is what I'm talking about here. And it does have SPF 15, and I have the shade 05 Natural. So before we get started, I do have dry to normal skin. I do have a bunch of shade matches down below in the description box, high-end and drugstore. So if you're trying to shade match with me, I definitely recommend you go checking that out. So today I'm going to share with you guys what the company claims this foundation does. We're going to go through that. I'm going to swatch this next to other foundations that match me. We're going to see how the skin tone is, how the skin shade looks. I'm also going to check this and see if it oxidizes. I am going to be doing a flash test. I'm going to be applying it with a sponge and a brush on the face, very up close and personal, and then we'll be checking it throughout the day and see how it lasts against the humidity, the heat. I have lots of lines. Let's see if it's good for mature skin. I do have pores, so we'll see how it does with that, and texture. And I do have a dry patch right here in between my forehead. So I'm going to be trying to give you guys as much information as I possibly can about this foundation. Before we get started, make sure you hit that subscribe button and you hit the little tiny notification bell next to it. That's going to ensure that all my videos go into your notification feed so you don't miss out on a single video. And you have to do that now because every single day for 7 days I'm going to have a new foundation video, and if you don't want to miss out, you got to be subscribed. Also give me a like if you are excited about foundation week, because I know I am. So let's just get straight into it, you guys. Let's just get straight into it. So I'm going to read first what the company claims, and then we'll look at the swatches. So this retails for $16. There's 5 stars on their website, and I will link it below. I have the shade 05 Natural Tan. They have a total of 8 shades. So the shade range is not very big at all. And it was hard to kind of pick it out online, but hopefully this one will match me. So it basically says it's a face foundation makeup by Focallure. Is a lightweight foundation treatment that boosts radiance to leave skin silky smooth. Specially formulated with a blend of active ingredients to regenerate and repair the skin, reducing visible lines, fine lines, and wrinkles. So it's supposed to be good for mature skin. Reduce fine lines, reduce wrinkles. I'm guessing it's supposed to have like a blurring effect. A natural extract from the Japanese evergreen spice bush minimizes the appearance of aging and provides antioxidant protectants against environment stresses. This luxurious foundation boosts elasticity for firmer skin. Okay, so it says that it's radiant. It says it's, so I'm guessing it's supposed to be like a dewy, really beautiful finish. It's supposed to reduce fine lines and wrinkles and pores and minimize all that kind of stuff. So I'm guessing it's supposed to be smoothing. So that's what the company claims. It does have SPF 15, just in case you're wondering, and it does have a little tiny pump here. Yeah, it says it camouflages imperfections and delivers a long-lasting velvet matte finish. That highly pigmented formula blends effortlessly to create soft focus effect to the skin, delivering a dimensional velvet matte finish that never looks flat. Okay, so velvet matte. Okay, the website and the back of the box are contradicting themselves. So velvet matte does say that it's smooth. It's supposed to be long lasting, so we're going to check that out. Let's go to swatches of this foundation next to some of my other foundation matches and see how it swatches next to it, how it looks. Also, we're going to check how it oxidizes, if it does. We're going to see. Okay, so this is the Focallure in Natural Tan, and I'm going to do a fresh swatch to see if it oxidizes. I definitely think it oxidizes like a half a shade and a little bit more peachy. Okay, here's the Focallure foundation in Natural Tan. Here is the Too Faced Do You foundation in Golden Beige. Here is the Lawless foundation in Golden. Here is the Dior Backstage foundation in 2WO, my best match here. Here is the Colourpop No Filter Foundation in medium 80. Here is the Maybelline Fit Me in 220. Here is the CoverGirl Matte Made in M40. So it actually matches the CoverGirl one the best. Okay, so I'm gonna shake it just in case you need it shook. I'm gonna be using the Sigma sponge on this side of the face and the F80 by Sigma on this side of the face, and it is supposed to smooth, so I am going to try to get the best out of the foundation as I possibly can. It didn't really mention or say anything about the coverage itself, and I kind of need a little bit of help. As you can see, I have pigmentation and all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to be applying this primer right here. This is the Too Faced Hangover RX primer. It's my favorite primer anytime I'm testing out new foundations. It's just my favorite primer, period. It just is really, really good. Go over this little guy here. So this is 2 pumps right here. Kind of a little bit liquidy. It looks very peachy. Yeah, looks very peachy. I don't know how this is gonna look on the skin. So, a thing to talk about is basically the shipping and whatnot. It took about, I'm gonna say 2 weeks maybe. 2 weeks passed by and I had gotten a confirmation, but it never said it shipped. So I had to actually email them and tell them and express kind of my frustration that they didn't tell me it was going to ship. They kind of forgot about my order. And then right after that, they shipped it very quickly. Their customer service was great. They were very sweet about it. They emailed me right away and they shipped it out really fast, and it came really fast after that. But something to keep in mind, just make sure you get your confirmation code, and if it doesn't come in, like if you don't get a shipping notice in that week, just contact them. I think the coverage isn't bad. I would say it's a good medium coverage. I do not like the tone of it though. I think it's very unnatural looking. Like it's a little bit too peachy. I don't know if you can tell on camera. I've used pretty much almost that entire pump, those entire 2 pumps. Alright, here we go with the brush side. Yeah, see, it just looks so orangey peachy. They didn't have a lot of shades to kind of go with. So I kind of did what I could. See how it does with my little scabby guy over here. Yeah, I think I got more medium full coverage on this side with the brush. I actually do think it's really minimizing my pores on both sides. It's just, but it's doing it in a very natural way. It doesn't, like it still looks like skin. It just looks like I have no pores is what it looks like. See how it does with my lines here. So it's supposed to have a lot of good ingredients for your skin is what it says. Skin, it looks really smooth. It does look a little bit radiant. We'll see, leave it for a couple seconds and see if it will dry down. I do like it. I think it looks good. We'll see if it kind of dries down on the face as I do my concealer, I guess. So if I look like I have like low energy, it's because I'm trying to talk very quiet because my son is sleeping in the next room. In yesterday's video, I was able to do it when he was awake and out of the room, like my video yesterday. So yesterday, like that personality, I'm very like hyper and just energetic, but I'm trying to just like calm down so that I I don't wake him up. Okay, it's been a little while and I noticed that this side is not drying down as fast as this side is. This side is definitely drying down, but I'm still going to have to powder it. Like I can tell I still have to powder it even though it's drying down. It's not like super matte. So I'm gonna powder it down, do the rest of my makeup, and then we'll be back to look at how the foundation looks. Okay, so we're back and I finished applying the rest of the makeup. I will link everything that I used below in the description box for you guys. I actually have this makeup tutorial already up and I will link that video up in an iCard for you. I did like a 2-in-1 makeup look for you guys and that is already up. So I did powder my entire face and I think it definitely has like a velvety finish after I've powdered everything. It looks nice. It doesn't look super matte, super cakey, anything like that. It actually looks really nice. It's kind of sunk in a little bit on these lines, but not bad at all. It looks really good and it looks really smooth. Just the tone of it, the peachiness, I'm not really fond of, but we'll see how it wears. We'll see how it wears throughout the day, and I'll be checking in with you guys at the 5-hour mark and at the very end of the night. And at the 5-hour mark is where I'm going to talk about the flash test, how it looks under flash, if it's been transferring so far, all of that kind of stuff. I will talk about it in my next check-in. So far I'm really loving it. I think it looks smooth. I think it is like a high medium coverage, which is really nice with a brush, and I think that both sides look really good. So I like it with a sponge, I like it with a brush. So yeah, let's just wear it and see how it wears throughout the day. I don't know how much to say about it. I'll check back with you guys in about 5 hours. It is 9:30 right now. Okay guys, it's been 5 hours. So, where's my stuff? Okay. Okay guys, it's been 5 hours now that I've been wearing, a little bit over 5 hours that I've been wearing the foundation. So let's talk about the flash test and then we'll look at my face and see how it looks. I do have a couple of thoughts already. Okay, so I do definitely think that the flash does give me a white cast. It doesn't look too bad. It doesn't completely wash me out, but there definitely is a very dramatic white cast with the flash. So I already have some thoughts on the foundation, so you guys can kind of take a close look up, but I definitely do have a glow now. The foundation definitely got really glowy, and it did seep into some of my lines. It doesn't look as bad as I've had in the past, so it's kind of like a medium for that, I think. But my pores look nice. My face does look very natural, very skin-like. I can definitely see my texture. It's definitely not going to take away any of the texture that you may have, but it does look smooth and it does have coverage. But the one thing that I did notice though is that it is transferring. It is transferring. So I definitely think that if you're going to use this foundation, you definitely should put a good setting powder on top. I use the CoverFX Perfect Setting Powder. This isn't the mattest powder. This is just a perfect finishing off powder type of thing. I think next time I definitely will take time to set my face really well, because it will have a tendency to get glowy throughout the day and whatnot. Now that I've been looking at it, the color isn't too bad. I mean, it's a little bit off the tone, but it's not bad at all, and the coverage is nice. But again, like if I kiss my husband, my foundation for my nose will transfer onto his nose. Like I will see it. I will see the orange on him. So it's just things to keep in mind. It does transfer. I should have said it a little bit better. And what I think I'm gonna do is what I'm gonna do is put on the Laura Mercier translucent setting powder, and I'm going to put some of that on this side of the face, this half right here, and we're going to see if it makes a difference to have this powder on to actually set my makeup. I definitely think if you're oily, you probably aren't. This probably is not going to be a foundation for you. But we're going to see right now if it makes a difference if I use that kind of a powder. And I'll leave this side of the face just the same. because the CoverFX is a good powder. It's a good powder and setting powder, but it's not going to do the job for really dewy foundation, for something that gets really, really dewy. So I'm liking it so far though. All in all, I think if it wasn't so glowy, it probably wouldn't be transferring so much and I would like it a lot better. But we're gonna see at the end of the night. I'll be checking in with you guys one final time after I wore this for about 12 hours. But for $16, I don't know, like I'm so undecided because it's kind of drugstore, but kind of not. Like drugstore, I think the highest I've seen in drugstore is 12. Maybe NYX is 15. So I'm kind of undecided. Like it's smooth, it looks nice on the skin, especially the initial application. So it's just, I'm just gonna have to keep on wearing it and see how I feel at the end of the night. So I'll see you guys soon. Wish me luck. And okay, it's been about 11, almost 12 hours that I've been wearing the foundation. I ripped off my lashes, I'm in my PJs, I'm ready to go to bed, I'm so tired. But let's look at this really quickly, up close and personal, and see. I have a couple of thoughts. So, there's a lot of coverage right now. There's a lot of coverage. I think around like the side of my jawline, it's definitely transferred and it's like rubbed off, but it's not, it didn't fade or rub off in a way that looks terrible. I think it looks really nice still. It did kind of crease, like settle into my forehead lines a tiny bit. Not this one, which is usually the worst one, just these two. And it did kind of come off the tip of my nose. I did notice that on the side that I didn't remember that we powdered on the right side of my face. That side looks a lot better, more intact. This side looks glowy, but it didn't get too glowy. It kind of stayed at its glowy state and didn't get even more glowy. But the foundation around the left side of my nose is starting to come apart now. So definitely using an actual setting powder, a really good setting powder, whether you have dry skin or not, is the best way to go with this foundation. But with this side looking powdered and nice, like it still has a glow to it, but it looks very, very beautiful. I'm really impressed. I'm not gonna lie, when I first looked in the mirror, I was like, what? Like I thought it rubbed off more, like just because I can feel it on the skin and it's so hot today that I thought it rubbed off more, and I thought that I was gonna have like no coverage, but it still looks really, really, really good. I could powder it and be out the door, you know, apply some more blush and be out the door and be happy with it. I think it is a nice foundation and I am really, really, really impressed. $15 isn't too expensive for a fluid ounce. I think it's a good price. I wish there was more shades. It is going to get glowy and dewy throughout the day, so keep that in mind, but I think this is going to look beautiful in the winter time. And I keep saying that because there's just some foundations that just look bomb in the winter time. Like just bomb. Like I feel like this is going to be a go-to. So I don't know. I'm not so thrilled about the undertone still, but it is a nice foundation. It wears beautifully. It looks good on the skin. I think a little is better than more. I think that using less is more with this foundation is what I meant. But yeah, I'm really, really impressed. I mean, just the fact that there's still coverage. Usually drugstore foundations on me after 5 hours, the coverage is gone. So that's really, really good. So you guys, I hope you guys have been enjoying foundation week already. It's only been 2 days, but still, you know, hope it's fun. Hope you guys have been enjoying it. Make sure you come back tomorrow for another foundation, for a high-end foundation. Make sure that you've subscribed and that you like, if you like foundation week and you're excited and you're just pumped for foundation week. But I love you guys. You guys have been so amazing and so supportive. And I guess I'll just see you guys tomorrow, you guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow and the next day and the next day and the next day, because for 7 days you guys are gonna see nothing but me. So I'll see you guys back here tomorrow. Bye guys.